What's next for your business? Have you been wondering that question lately? Maybe your life does not seem what you think it should be. Maybe your business does not seem what you think it should be. You had this vision, you had this plan, you had these goals. It is what the whatever time of the year it is right now, and you are just like, what's next, right? Like, or maybe you technically on paper your business is successful, but in your spirit it's just like, meh, what next? Well, on tonight's episode, we'll unpack the top two questions you need to answer to understand what is actually next for your business, right? We'll dissect and understand really, depending on where you are in that feeling of, right? And what's going on around you, how can you really determine what to do next with your business? Before we get into all of that, though, I know some of you are likely new. Hi there, my name is Vanessa Zami, and I'm known as the business defibrillator. My clients call me that because I help bring life back to them and their business, specifically helping them to increase their income, go from stagnant sales to increased income and glowing growth. And you are watching Entrepreneurship is a Marathon live here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I usually am not in a hotel room as I am now. While I live this, I'm currently at a conference right now, networking, making business connections, all the things. So with that being said, though, I consult micro businesses on how to revive, grow, and scale their business without burnout, sleep deprivation, or overwhelm. And as always, in every episode, I always ask the question and look forward to your answer. What has been the win of your week? What has been the win of your week? Type it in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, then scroll down, hit the subscribe button, scroll down some more, all right, and type it in the comments. What has been your win of the week? If you're watching us on Facebook or LinkedIn Live, then by all means, also type it in the chat below as well, too. So what has been your win of the week, right? Or why are you in business today? And mind you, I do this live on Tuesday nights. It's not even half the week yet, right? But, well, depending on the schedule that you follow with your business, right? That's a whole nother story. But in terms of the last 7 days, if you think about your last 7 days, maybe your win was this morning. Maybe your win was last Friday. Well, within the last 7 days, what has been the win of your week? Type it in the comments and share it so that we can celebrate it with you. Because when it comes down to it, business can be some highs and lows. And maybe you see a whole bunch of people on their own sort of high and wins, and you just feel like you're in a whole bunch of lows. But chances are there's definitely something positive or a win that you've experienced within your business. Or maybe you had a win, but you didn't give yourself enough time to celebrate it. Well, now's the time for you to celebrate that win. My win this week actually happened yesterday. So we got another client joining our summer cohort of private clients in our business accelerator. So that was a win. Yes. And I remember when I was thinking about, I was like, this question, what has been my win of the week? Completely forgot about that, right? Because a lot of times you get your win and then it's sort of like, especially if you're a high achieving, ambitious person, you get your win and then you're just like, what's next? And so like, thank you next, right? Like Ariana Grande says. Okay, with that being said, right, so I have another client, another business owner who I will be helping privately in my business accelerator to really help their business take it to the next level. They're essentially at about $350K per year, but they're looking to increase further, but ultimately also increase their sales, but also increasing their sleep, right? Keep it simple. That's really what we're trying to do here. So, but what's been your win of the week? Maybe it was a new client, maybe it was a new connection, maybe it was increase in followers, maybe it was a speaking engagement that you booked or whatever it may be. Maybe it was getting your website done. Okay, whatever it may be. But what has been your win of the week? Type it in the comments. And what is the topic for this episode, right? What's next for your business, right? What is next for your business? And the thing is that you might be in different stages. Perhaps you're in a stage where your life does not seem what you think it should be. And maybe you're in this state because you're comparing. You're seeing everyone else around and you're just like, not. It seems like everyone else has so much success, and you're just like, I'm just not hitting where I need to be. I thought I would be this by now. I thought I would be that by now. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Why am I still hustling? Oh, right. Or maybe your business does not seem what you think it should be. Maybe you wanted financial freedom and you're still worried about mortgage payments. Maybe you wanted time freedom and your spouse is still complaining about you not spending time with your family, enough time, right? And you know that they're right. Okay. Well, let's talk about what's actually happening in your life, right? And because what's actually happening in your life and your business is that your vision is not matching up, which means that your business and your vision is mismatched somehow. There's something that's just not sort of cohesive and aligning. And the thing is that because It's a fact. If nothing needed to change, if like nothing needed to change in your business and life and everything was perfect, you wouldn't be having this feeling. So there is something to that feeling, right? So don't think like you might be at risk though of sabotaging and your success, or at essentially going backwards in time and really maximizing the failure that you're about to experience, right? But we're essentially here to try to reduce that and remove that and take a step forward versus taking a step back. Because that feeling within you that's saying, okay, something, you're just like, what's next, right? Is really because what's happening is that your vision, the reality and your vision is not matching. And when it comes to being a high achieving, ambitious person, it can be tough to face that, you know what, where you want to be at a certain time frame and a certain time, and you're like, oh, half the year is up and I'm still not at XYZ ABC. It could be tough. It can be tough. I've been there a few times in my business, okay? And I know and some of my clients have been there too as well, right? Before they came to me. And sometimes within the first couple of months, right? Because it comes into, it's a sort of a fear of failure, fear of success. It's just a natural feeling that happens with high achieving, ambitious people when you've achieved in life or you've achieved something. And that's part of the reason why I was going to the what's the win of your week, but that's a whole nother story. That's the topic. So what's next in your business, right? If you know that something needs to change. Well, the thing is that first you need to identify, are you in a state of sort of bad stress and misery, or are you in a state of comfort? So are you in a state of bad stress and misery, or are you in a state of comfort, right? So first figure out that. Then we're going to go into these two questions, right? Because if you're in a state of bad stress and misery, what that looks like is, oh my goodness, like nothing is working the way it should be working. Like I'm spending all this money on this team and nothing's happening. Or, oh, my business is stagnant. Like I just can't. Or like, oh my goodness, this team is just not working, right? Or, I don't get what's happening with the culture. Like I'm just like, ugh, right? It's just like misery, right? It may not even be sort of like anxious stress, but it's just like a state of like, oh, why? Like what is next, right? So you're thinking to yourself, what is next? Or are you in a state of comfort where you're kind of saying to yourself, things are moving along, things are happening, but meh, and maybe for those who don't understand the bad stress misery part, right? The state of comfort, it's like, you might be thinking to yourself, how could someone in a state of comfort be meh? Because they're just comfortable, right? They're just like, it's like, things are happening, business is growing. Okay. Right. So first think of yourself, okay, are you in a state of bad stress or misery or in a state of comfort? Why do I ask you to answer that question? Because if you're in a state of bad misery / stress or just like frustration or annoyance, you're just like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Well, what the question you need to understand, what the real question that you're going to need to ask yourself is, are you ready to let go of the business and not have it in your life? Are you ready to let go of your business and not have it in your life? Okay, that is the question. Are you ready to let go of your business, like your entire business completely, and not have it in your life? Because at the state of, frustration, it's very easy to say, oh, nothing is working. I need to switch businesses. I need to do a new idea. I need to pivot, right? Which really is just people's, cool way of saying they were quitting on their business, okay? But essentially, it's really looking at, are you ready to let go of the business and not have it in your life? Because if the answer to that question is no, then the real next step for you in terms of what's next for your business is really looking at what do you need to change to enhance your sales and your progress in your business, right? And so if the answer to your question is, I'm ready to let go of the business, then it might be time for you to sell it, right? So connect with a business broker, right? People who specialize in, seeing if your business is even ready for selling and then getting it ready for success, for selling, right? within a year, so to speak. But if you're sort of like, what? At some point, I want to let go of my business, but right now, I still believe that it could work. I still I'm at, 6 figures. I know I can get more and we can make it more successful, but something's just not working, right? What is next for the business? And right in that frustration, annoyance stage, then in that sense, if you're saying I'm not ready to let go of the business and I still want to have it in my life, then what you need to think through is how to make the business run in a way that you're not feeling or frustrated or annoyed, right? So usually what that looks like for my clients is that it's an operational shift. It's new systems, it's new processes. It might be a new team member, right? I have on my YouTube channel is a whole playlist of, I think over 15 episodes that we've compiled for you on terms of getting you to really understand how to make that operational shift for your system and your business, right? So I'm going to type in the comments, what state are you in? Are you in the state of bad, stress, misery. You're just frustrated with your business, right? And the thing is that this frustration does not mean that you are at zero sales, right? I've had clients come to me frustrated and they're making $160,000 per year, right? And they're either frustrated with themselves because they're procrastinating, or they're frustrated with, that they're not able to just grow even more. They just keep hitting this cap and this income, right? So frustration does not necessarily mean that you're not making sales, but it just means that you're just like, what's next? You're kind of just like you're at the verge of giving up, but you don't want to give up, right? And then versus the state of comfort. So if that's where you are at, then I want you to put yourself sort of a rocket, right? Because what happens is that when you answer this question, are you ready to let go of the business or not have it in your life? If your answer to that question is no, then what you need to do next, right? What's next for you in your business is looking at what are those operational systems and shifts and processes that you can change. It might be hiring a new person. It might be switching up the current team and seeing what they're doing. It might be switching up what you're doing, but really looking at how can you make that operational shift so that your business is not met, right? Because the chances are what's happening is that we need to fix how you're doing what's actually happening in your business, right? And so that is how you identify the efficiencies and effectiveness within your business to then catapult it to where it wants to go. All right, now, let's say you're in a state of comfort, right? Let's say you're in a state of comfort where you're like, okay, the business is happening, income is happening, I'm living a life. It might not be the life of your dream yet, but it's a life, right? And you're like, oh, I'm better than where I was a couple years ago. I'm so grateful. Yay me, blessed me, woo, 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 right? I'm in this hotel room, ooh la la, right? And so if you're in that state of comfort, and ultimately the question to ask you, but you're still saying like, yeah, this is good. This is good, because you're like, well, it's not bad. Like you're not frustrated, you're not annoyed, right? So it's good, but there's still something a little like off about it for you. So like it's good. I mean, it's good. You put a little extra emphasis on the last syllable there. Like it's good. And so the question you need to ask yourself and answer for yourself is, do you want more sales from the same business in the same industry? Right now, the thing is that this sounds obvious. Of course I want more. Every business owner wants more sales. Not necessarily. Some people, they just want to have a business that's $200K per year and call it a day. Some people want $1 million a year and then call it a day, right? Some people, they just like, I just want something that's like $250K per year in sales. I was speaking to someone actually a few weeks ago. She was just like, I just want this business to make like a cool like $80K per year and I'll be good to go, right? That was her, right? And so that might be you. So everyone is looking to increase, right? And so the question for you is, if you're in the state of comfort, do you want more sales in your business in the same industry, in the same business, right? If your answer to that question is yes, then when you think about ensuring that you don't self-sabotage and ensuring that you have an actual plan and strategy in place to get that increased income. If you're saying to yourself, I'm okay with that in sales and income that we have now, then but you still feel a little off, then what's actually happening is that we need to figure out and adjust, okay, it might be a new business. It might be sort of new things you need to implement in your life, not necessarily your business, but in your life and helping your business to having your business fund your life, right? So you're paying yourself effectively and appropriately from your business so that it is less of a meh, right? And so my mantra is to have fun, make money, and share. Because with that fun energy, you are able to then really spread that out, right? It's kind of like if you're sitting at brunch. You don't want to be that person with your friends, your gal pals, on a weekend brunch, like, hey, business is good. Business is good, right? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that vibe. You don't want to hang around that person. And so how do you ensure that you are increasing the vibe and level of vibrancy within your life so that you're excited about your business, right? Because yes, it's making sales, but you want to enjoy that. You want to like be like, yes, it's making sales versus, yeah, making sales. And so really the question to ask yourself, if you're in a state of comfort where your business is making money and you're living a comfortable life, the next question is, do you want more sales from the same business and industry? If the answer to that question is yes, then it's time for you to look at, okay, how do you get more sales, right? So it's how do you really rework your business strategy, add additional income streams, ramp up your marketing strategy to really make those sales, additional sales and income happen, right? It might also take some operational shift, but usually it's within that front end part that I just talked about. And let's say you're saying to yourself, I really want more sales in the same business industry, but you're not ready to let go of your business, right? Then in that case, you're looking at, you might be ready to start a second business. Keep your same business, but you might be ready to start a second business, right? And in that case, that's a whole nother conversation. Okay, that's a whole other conversation. But when it comes down to it is the reason why I brought this topic is because a lot of people, they get to this state, a lot of business owners get to the state of this like, great. Right? But what happens a lot is that you are then at the risk of self-sabotage. I know for me, it happened to me. Actually happened to me last summer, where I was in a state of like, yeah, business is good, things are happening, etc. And I sabotage myself. Okay. Things weren't happening, right? Because I made decisions where I said, oh, maybe I need to do this thing and wrap it up, all sorts of stuff. I started like acting and moving quicker than I really needed to and over leveraging my business. And so I ended up going back down. But then I went back up again. Right. And I haven't gone back down since. But ultimately, it's, looking at, okay, ensuring that you don't self-sabotage, right? Because yes, you're in a state of meh, but you want to ensure that you're still excited about your business in some form or fashion. So if you're in a state of frustration, that's looking at, okay, are you ready to let go of the business? If you're not ready to let go of your business or your mission or your purpose, then that means that you need to move forward with it. But now you need to rethink, okay, how do you operationally make those shifts? How do you get those new systems? How do you hire that new team? How do you get the right advisors on your team and on your side, the sounding boards that you need to ensure that you're moving forward effectively when it comes to taking your business to the next level, right? Or whether you're looking to sell it, whether you're looking to just grow it and then sell it maybe 5-10 years from now, but taking it to the next level. If you're in a state of comfort where you're like, yeah, business is okay, right? But you still want more sales, then you're looking at, okay, what is that new plan? What is that new strategy, right? What are those new things that you can add to your business to get more sales? It might be a new product. It might be ramping up with the same product and service, yet with an enhanced marketing strategy, right? To get more clients and customers in some sort of way. If you're concerned about that, then that means that you're probably saying to yourself, but I'm not going to be able to handle them. In that case, okay, when you think about and look at your actual operations and your back end of your business to ensure you have the right systems and processes in place, right? It's a whole Venn diagram. Maybe we'll do a diagram for this, but that's that story. Okay, with that being said, right, what's next for your business? First part, understand, okay, are you in a state of bad stress and frustration, or are you in a state of comfort? If you're in a state of bad stress and misery and frustration, then you need to ask yourself, are you ready to let go of your business and not have it in your life? If you're in a state of comfort where you're like, things are happening, it's all good, right? Then in that case, it's asking yourself, do you want more sales from the same business and the same industry, right? And this is not necessarily an obvious question for some people. For many people, it's not an obvious question, right? Do you want more sales from the same business and same industry? If your answer to that question is yes, you're like, yes, I want to keep growing in the same business and same industry, right? Then in that sense, I would suggest what you need to do now is I advise you as a trusted advisor here on this live show. Okay. What I advise you to, based on my experience with my clients, your next step is really looking at, okay, what is that enhanced strategy? What is that sort of enhanced business plan to get you to that next level in that next chapter? If you're looking for support in that area and ensuring that you do get that plan in place, again, then by all means, feel free to schedule a complimentary consultation. I put the link if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the link in the description. Head on down over there. If you are watching on LinkedIn or Facebook, then you'll see the link in the comments to either the bottom or the right. If you're watching on LinkedIn, it's going to be to the right. And if you are listening to our podcast, then by all means, feel free to send me an email or notes. And let's ensure that you are moving forward in your business journey to get you to the growth that you want. If you're going to sell your business, I'm not a business broker. So if you're going to sell your business within the next year, then I'm not the person for you. But I suggest what you need to do is you need to look into connecting with business brokers. There are also, I have some peers who also help and specialize in helping business owners with selling their businesses within the next year. So happy to connect you with them as well too. If you're looking for the next couple of years or just in general, you're just like, I don't have a timeline. I just want to eventually exit, but I know definitely I want to just increase it right now. It's your main priority right now is to increase your income and get that glowing growth and be vibrant and enjoying, like you're reaping the rewards and enjoying the rewards of your business success. Then let's connect. Yes, yes. With that being said, you're welcome to schedule a complimentary consultation in power.vzammy.com. And I'll put the link at the bottom of the screen here. If you've seen on the screen, power.vzammy.com. Let's connect further about what's actually happening in your business and your world. And let's see what would make sense in terms of getting you to the next level in your business. Yes. At the time that I'm doing this live show, the accelerator cohort applications have ended. So we do have the wait list open. But essentially at the time that you're listening to this, it might be open again, or the wait list may be off and it might be open again, right, for main applications. So either way, the best bet is going to be to essentially schedule time at power.vzammy.com and let's see what makes sense for you to move forward. With that being said, have a lovely evening. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful day. And remember to have fun, make money, and share. Chat soon.